Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Frontiers of Knowledge. Every year we find something which, some word, some phrase that becomes a buzzword or the buzz phrase and defines that year. 2017 has seen not one, not two, but at least 9 such words which define this year. And I fully agree that it is practically impossible for a single word ever to define the entire year. But there are certain words which pop up again and again in the duration of these 365 plus days, and they shape the way we talk about the current events and we enrich our conversation. There is a race among the dictionaries to identify the word of the year. But as I said, no single word can ever define a year. So let's have a selection of words which define this year, which is almost over. And because the Christmas holidays are likely shortly, the New Year celebration, let's take stock of those words. The first word evidently comes up is Collins selection, Collins dictionary, and they say that the best word or the completely overpowering word ever used is fake news. If we compare the usage of this combination of two words, fake news, with 2016, that's last year, in 1 year alone, the use of this word, fake news, has increased, believe it, 365%. 365% of the days in a year. And that is, it was a favorite of President Trump and other right-wing politicians. It is what is the fake news is often false, many times sensational information, which is disseminated, spread over social media, even in the mainstream media, under the guise of a news, but it is not a news. As a matter of fact, it is a piece of information wrongly culled or purposely spread to create confusion. And political observers and the linguists have noted that President Trump often uses these terms to a news coverage that is critical of him and the White House, regardless of the truth. And that's a matter of fact. CNN has used fake news many times, though not all the times. The second word, again, is complicit. Now, this is a dictionary.com selection of the word. And complicit means choosing to be involved in illegal or questionable act with others, having partnership in involvement and in wrongdoing. And this word sold in 2017 because of two reasons. There was a Saturday Night Live satirical ad for Ivanka Trump. Now, Ivanka Trump has a perfume called Complicit. The freedom or the fragrance of the women who would stop all this but would not. Now, 3 weeks later, after the Saturday Night Live show, Ivanka redefined the word in a CBS interview. And then she said, if being implicit is wanting to be a force for good, to make a positive impact, then I am complicit. Now, as a matter of fact, complicit has always been used, as I said, involved in questionable act. But she gave a positive spin to it. And then, it whole changes. So people speaking up against sexual harassment, NFL players taking the knee, treatment of the minorities and protest against them. And that anybody participating in that becomes complicit in that. It has been a groundswell because people have become much more vocal. You must be thinking then, what is the third word which has been permeating this universe, and that is feminism. And the choice of feminism is by Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Now, compared to while fake news has increased the use in 1 year by 365%, this use of feminism has increased in 1 year by 70%. And it's basically a representation of women led. Started with that. But the sexual exploitation saga, where hundreds of legislators and the people in authority, films, TV shows, radio hosts, and like that, have been punished. As a matter of fact, only today, a few hours back, a state legislator committed suicide after he was attacked and blamed for sexual harassment. Now, this word has spiked basically with a women march in Washington and during the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement gave Philip and sport to this word. And basically, what is it? The dictionary definition of feminism is the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of sexes and organized activities on behalf of women's rights and interests. So this is the third. And the fourth, and that is fidget spinner. This is a toy which has taken America by storm in this year. And, problem is that when a toy or a game makes a headway in America, people copy it across the world mindlessly. And that is what has happened. This word, fidget spinner, is the new one, and it became popular because the schools banned them. They were distracting the students from the schoolwork. So schools banned them, and a situation arises. The human mind is like that. When you ban a thing, it becomes more popular. As a matter of fact, banning any movie, any novel is the best advertisement for that. The movie might be a flop, but you ban it and it will be a great success. You ban a novel, it will sell many times more, and same happened with this. As a matter of fact, it was at peak in summertime, and now it has fizzled out, but the indelible impact it has left, the fidget spinner, is great. Now, another word which has come up, again selected by the Collins Dictionary, is unicorn. Now, unicorn is not a new word. Unicorn is a mythical one-horned creature, and we read a lot about it in the fables and the fairy tales. But now the meaning has changed. It's no longer the creature of the fairy tales. It relates to startups, the new businesses that are valued at 1 billion and over. The term was first coined in 2013, and now it has assumed gigantic proportions. And originally, there were small handfuls. But this year, 2017, more than 200 companies have earned the mention as a unicorn. So a fairy tale creature, a mythical creature, becomes a business model for the people, and this word gets an honorable mention. And what is this cuffing season? Cuffing season is a new word again, which defines this year. It is basically the period between autumn and winter. And what's so special about it? This time, during this interlude, advent of autumn and advent of winter, basically the time of fall, they say that the single people are considered likely to seek settled relationship and stop having casual affairs. A study was done by one of the newspapers, daily based in USA, and they found that, as a matter of fact, at this time when the temperature dips, vitamin D level also dips. And when vitamin D level dips, the human beings feel the need to attach themselves to others. It's like, those animals called mollusks. Mollusks is a very small, tiny, squirrel-like creature. And they say they spend the winter alone. And from there, a tribe, the name of a tribe came up. And this tribe of mollusks, driving their way from that small animal, what they do is, the whole of the winter, they keep sitting inside the caves, igloos even, and sipping hot cocoa. So this cuffing season is that season when the singles, to avoid sipping cocoa alone, they want to come to a settled life. And this cuffing season has been much more in use now than it has ever been. Then there's one word which defines every year. You can't deny it, that's power. But this time, fashion magazine W has named power as its word because they say that in all the articles published in 10 different magazines in this year, 2017, only for fashion, the word power has been used more than 1 billion times. And they have studied 30,000 articles. Now, power dressing has made a comeback. There was a time when the Friday dressing or casual dressing was the norm. But again, the trends are changing now. They may not be visible to you, but as a matter of fact, in all the metros and all the business circles, the trend is towards power dressing. No longer the casual, bedraggled look. You have to be very clear that you are something and you are known by the way you are dressed. So power looks to the combination of many things. It's a combination of drama, it's a combination of non-conformity, restraint, surprise, modesty, and playfulness. And the next word which comes is Merriam-Webster's dictionary's choice. It's a lamb-filled food and is called zero. Pronounced zero, spelled gyro. So this is, again, the Tonight Show in which Jimmy Fallon orders this Greek sandwich from a New York street vendor. And the craze after this, the Tonight Show, was so popular that 10,000 people in one day consulted Merriam-Webster dictionary to know what this food is. And it's just a lamb-filled sandwich. And the last word which defines this here is called Syzygy. Now it's spelled Syzygy and it's pronounced Syzygy. There's a mouthful of words and basically defines when three celestial bodies are in a single line, like sun, moon, which happens during a solar eclipse and during the lunar eclipse. It's immaterial which comes in the center and which is at the both ends. But if the three heavenly bodies are in one line, it's Syzygy. Now this happened because there were three solar eclipses and there were rare supermoon phenomena this year. Supermoon phenomena doesn't happen every year, you know that. And this year it happened 4 times. So the Syzygy is the last word of the year. So these 9 words define 2017. From fake news to Syzygy. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.